This is Clarence Hill and Charean Williams coming to you from the Cowboys' collapse at AT&T Stadium against the Falcons. Big lead turns into a humiliating and disappointing loss, 39-28 to the Atlanta Falcons.
The defense did not play very well in the second half. The offense didn't either, for that matter, but they just didn't get it done. And when you have a 14-0 lead, a 21-7 lead, 28-14, you got to find a way to close this thing out. And I don't care who you're missing. You got to figure out how to do it. And you made the point that it's not always about the X's and O's, but about the Jimmies and Joes. Yeah. And they're missing a lot of those Jimmy and Joes right now on their team. They're called Tony and Dez and Randy and those types of guys. But still, when you have that type of lead and you're playing that well, you need to find a way to close it out.
Yeah, but I mean, again, the next man up philosophy is well and good, but that's talking about missing one person. They were at one point when Sean Lee was out, they were without 10 key players, including starters, on both sides of the ball. And I'm not talking about just guys. I'm talking about the best players at that position. They're difference-making players when you talk about Dez and Tony and Randy Gregory, Greg Hardy and Rolando McClain. The problem with this defense, and we talked about the defense collapsing in the second half, it was living on borrowed time. Numbers-wise, they were number 3 in the league coming into this game, but they had yet to get to the quarterback, and that was an issue, and it certainly showed up today in the second half. They could not get to Matt Ryan. He had his way throwing the ball to Julio Jones. That opened up the running game, and so they couldn't stop the run or stop the pass. They couldn't get them off the field, so that kept that offense that was so efficient in the first half off the field. They didn't have many opportunities in the second half.
Pretty bashed up right here on
your lip. It's part of the game. Helmet rolled up on me, got caught up in a pile. I don't know how it split, but it's part of football. We deal with it.
Stitches?
Yeah, just a couple stitches, and just to stop the bleeding, and then it was try to get back as fast as I could.
You knew that their running game, and even Jones, a wide receiver, he's even a downhill wide receiver. That was part of what you guys knew going in. They just executed at a high level.
Yeah, we just didn't. We didn't. Our fits. I bet you if we watch the film, the fits that we've done well. Since preseason through the first 2 games, fell apart. And I guarantee basic stuff that we usually do, we didn't execute. Yes.
Were you surprised how good Freeman?
No, we knew he was a good player coming into the game. We knew that they had a good running attack. We knew it was a big deal to stop it, and we didn't. And that's why they were able to run, put themselves in good situations in third down, and they converted a lot of third downs.
And you guys didn't let a receiver get off the first 2 games, Beckham or Jordan Matthews. How frustrating is it to let Julio kind of get going like that in the second half?
Yeah, it was a tough deal. He's a great player, and we knew coming in we'd have to stop him. And 2 things we needed to stop: the running game and Julio and Matt Ryan. We didn't stop anyone.
Well, the sacks were a problem last year, too. They had 28 only last season, and they thought they had fixed that, and they were missing their top 3 right defensive ends, and you have a guy named Jack Crawford out there starting who did not do a whole lot today, and it's not his fault. He just didn't do a whole lot today, but they got to figure that out. And, of course, they are getting Randy Gregory back. Greg Hardy will come back another game from now. We'll see what he can do, having not played football in more than a year, and a real game in more than a year. Of course, with the Carolina Panthers, the first game of last year. So we'll see what they can get done when they get those guys back. But they are going to have to put better pressure on the quarterback if they intend to do anything this season as far as contending for a Super Bowl.
No doubt. And offensively, numbers-wise, you say 28 points. That's a good game. That should have gotten it done. You look at what Brandon Wheaton did replacing Tony Romo. He was efficient. Did he play winning football?
No. He did not play winning football. You got to throw the ball down the field. Of course, Terrence Williams was targeted 2 times, had 1 drop, but no catches.
Right.
All the passes were to Lance Dunbar and Jason Whitner, the majority of them.
Right.
Cole Beasley did catch 4 passes, but you got to be better than that down the field, and they weren't. And it worked early, and because they were able to run the ball. But you look at Joseph Randle, too. His first 3 carries, he's sitting there at 85 yards. We're like, wow, this is going to be a huge game for him. We're looking up, what was DeMarco Murray's 200-yard record against the Rams a few years ago, and it didn't turn out like
2
that.
2 yards on the final 11 carries.
Yeah, well, and minus 4 yards for them as a team in the second half rushing. You've got to do better than that. And they haven't rushed the ball well. And it'll be interesting to see at some point if they give Christian Michael a chance with this thing.
Right, no, and it has the passing game and the running game, they go hand in hand. Because Wheaton didn't take shots downfield, it's going to be an interesting footnote. Brandon Wheaton today set a Cowboys record for consecutive passes with a completion. He had 21 straight completions dating back to his loss against Arizona Cardinals last year. He was 7 for 7 in relief of Tony Romo last week. He started the game 9 for 9. So what stopped the streak was an interception.
And I think Brandon kind of handled himself, Jason, just as far as managing the ball game and the huddle and everything.
Yeah, I thought Brandon did a great job. He was poised. He was excited. He had a smile on his face. I thought he brought great energy. You know, anytime the backup comes in, you haven't played a lot of ball with, you never know how they're going to be in that situation. Brandon was great. I can't say enough great things about him. You know, he's the leader of the group out there. He was talking to us, the self-talk, and I thought he did a great job. And just ultimately we weren't able to do enough to win.
But, you know, he's in the Cowboys record book with consecutive completions, but they were all underneath. They were safe passes. That's why the running game got bottled up in the second half, because they were playing single high safety. They were bringing guys down into the box to stop the run. He was not threatening them down the field at all, not trying to throw anything down the field. And so they stopped the running game, not trying to get anything down the field, nothing to the outside receivers. The offense was stopped.
Which begs the question, why didn't the Falcons do that early? Didn't they know that's what the Cowboys were going to do?
It's like they scripted plays, though. I mean, it's like the game plan. It's like, you know, that's what teams are going to do. If he doesn't get the ball down the field to Terrence Williams, some other guys, he has to do things to open up. Yes, it was nice that he was efficient. It was nice that he only had one interception. That was a crucial interception to really help change the momentum in the game. But he has to get it done. And that's the thing about this Cowboys team, playing without Tony Romo for the next 6 games. Can they keep this thing afloat with all these backup guys? And certainly going to get some defenders back, but with Wheaton at quarterback, and they signed Matt Castle, they acquired Matt Castle, how much rope does Wheaton have?
You know what the good news is? It's the New Orleans Saints next week. Anybody can beat the New Orleans Saints, perhaps the worst team in the NFL, and probably without Drew Brees. So that's the good news for this team moving forward.
That's it from the collapse at AT&T Stadium today. We'll see you this week from the Cowboys headquarters at Valley Ranch, talking about that Saints game on Sunday.